folks. On the air with VA3EWV, just trying to get stuff started out here in the shack. Just got home. Always coming in hot. The house heavy, hot and heavy. Still get my camera working there. Okay. We are here. Thank you guys for joining us on the air with VA3EWV. Let's get this sorted out here. We always start with some music there. I'm going to see if I can get that going right now, actually. Okay. Thank y'all for being here tonight, by the way. Just going to post something in the YouTube thing right there. There we go. Got that in there. Let me see getting this screen here. Entire screen. Screen number 1. Share the sound. Testing. Okay. Let's see if we can get this going. We always start with a theme song. Here's our new theme song for the net. So let's get that rolling.
Yeah. Dial it in, same time, same friend. 8 o'clock hits, here we go again. Biggie's calling, y'all ready yet? Yeah. Laughs in the background, welcome to the net. Biggie's Friday Night Net. Hey, pull up a chair, you're part of it. One fun question, see what you get. Stories and smiles you won't forget. Biggie's Friday Night Net. Voices from everywhere, check in. 8 o'clock sharp, you know the set. Chatting good company every weekend. Yeah. Long week, long road, shake off that load. First name basis, even if you're new to the show. Share your wins, share your mess. Right here together, we're all guests. Yeah, we're all guests. Biggie's Friday Night Net. Hey, pull up a chair, you're part of it. One fun question, see what you get. Stories and smiles you won't forget. Biggie's Friday Night Net. Hey, voices from everywhere, check in. 8 o'clock sharp, you know the set. Chat and camaraderie every weekend.
Okay, let's pause that and see who's on V3PGC. And try to connect that repeater to the net. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor is the frequency in use. It's the frequency in use. It's the frequency in use. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Nothing heard. We'll be adding the VE3PGC repeater in Cornwall, Ontario to the Friday evening AllStar EchoLink net. Get that added.
VE3PGC connected to VA3EWV.
Okay, that's connected. We're on the YouTube now. So if you're out there, go ahead and put your call sign, your name and stuff, and please join us. If you can, go to VA3EWV-L for the EchoLink or 60092 for the AllStar. Let's get our second song in. We should be starting right on time.
Snow falling down, cold wind blowing. Biggie's got that antenna glowing. Yeah, out in the wild, no time for slowing. Got that ham keeping the current flowing. 5'9" in the law, baby, 5'9". He's on the air, feeling mighty fine. 20 meters coming, a real good sign. 5'9" in the law, let the good times shine. Dialing it in, dialing it in, a little twist, a little turn. Hearing those signals, lessons to learn. Activation, watch that fire burn. Calling out to friends, ain't no concern. 5'9" in the law.
That's right, 5'9" in the log. Let's get it pumping here. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor VA3EWV. Any emergency or priority traffic, please come now. Nothing heard. Good evening, everyone. This is Ernest, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, VA3EWV, coming from St. Andrews, West Ontario. Thank you for joining us tonight for the AllStar EchoLink Friday Evening Net. We meet here every Friday night at 8 p.m. Throughout the year. This net has 3 rounds of traffic. The first round is the topic of the week. The second round is what's going on the weekend. And then the third round of traffic is when you can speak to people that have logged into the net tonight. So if you have someone to talk to on the net, you can do that at the end of the net. Let me pause. Since we do have multiple ways to connect to the net, including a hamster IP, AllStar, EchoLink, and the local repeaters in Spruce Grove, Alberta, and Cornwall, Ontario, give yourself, when you key up, just key down for a couple seconds, then come with your call sign twice, your name, your QTH, how long you've been a ham, and then you can participate with the question of the week. I would also like to mention that this net is live streamed on YouTube every week. I just want everybody to know we do have 3 people watching right now on YouTube. Thanks for popping in there. Leave a comment in the chat there with your call sign or your name if you don't have a call sign. Let us know you're there. So tonight's topic is going to be features. Features and functions on your radio that you've never used before. That's going to be tonight's topic. Features and functions are things that you didn't know your radio had. And then you found out that your radio did have them. So the reason I brought that up tonight, a young man saw me at one of the parks tonight doing POTA there. He called me by name. I didn't know who he was. I was like, oh, who are you? And he gives his call sign. And he said, I just live down the road. And a little back and forth because I was setting up. And then, long story short, he said, oh, you have a 7300. Did you know you could just extend your vertical all the way out, and then there's a thing called emergency tune, and you can just tune and whatever. So anyway, long story short, I worked him on 6, 12, 15, 17, 20, and 30. FT8, FT4, and sideband. He doesn't know CW. But I worked him on all those frequencies, and then 2 meter and 70 centimeter because of that feature. Anyway, that's tonight's topic. Let me pause one more time. So again, tonight's topic is, are there functions or features you never used on your radio before? Or were there functions or features that you hadn't used and someone told you about it? And you're able to use it to get you some stuff. So with that being said, I was able to work this guy. We got him 20 QSOs, over 20 QSOs just from having that little feature tonight. Okay, we see that we had, I think his AllStar was the first one in there tonight. I think it's VA3FHQ. AllStar, you there? Come on in.
Yeah, VA3FHQ AllStar. Yeah, I think you were talking to Chris, DJO, in my group. I seen it on the HEM alert there, chat. He's definitely a smart individual in their group too as well. And I have to try to work out RIDI. I found out that the 7300 has RIDI, so I'm going to
Yeah, so Alistair, just tell everybody how long you've been a ham, and also the topic tonight. I know you're going to try to do some radio. Have there been any functional features that you did not know your radio had, or are there things that you haven't used, or have you used all the functional features on your radios? Back over to you.
Yeah, I've been a ham for just going on a year now, and got my advanced. Yeah, there's one of the features I haven't used, and somebody was just telling me today was the radio feature, so that's why I'm gonna test it out. But also, Chris is the one who told me about that half power mode, emergency tuning mode too, as well. So that's definitely an interesting feature. I gotta try that out as well on my radio, maybe tonight as well. Back to you, Ernest.
Yeah, the beautiful thing with that was when he told me about the emergency tune feature, I was like, now I read that, by the way, because people, they're easy to say, you should read the manual. I'll discuss in another chapter what I feel about people saying you should read the manual. Anyway, so I read the manual, but here's the situation. I read the manual. It said it had an emergency feature, right? So I understand that, but when I'm doing Parks on Air, there's no emergency. I did not know I could run, and I ran those contacts 5 watts, by the way. I did it 5 watts because I wasn't sure. And then I got all the contacts. We have, Chris did a screenshot there. You can't see the picture that well, so I'll have to try to get a better picture on the Facebook there. But we worked, like I said, from 6 meters all the way to 20. I had left my 40 meter call at home. I could have worked them on 40, but I just extended the whole antenna, the one I've been using forever, extended that antenna all the way up to the full its length. And that thing tuned it. It was never over 1.0, 1 point whatever. It did it just awesomely. 5 watts, working 6, 10, 12, 15, 17, and 20. And that's good if you're trying to do that N1, H1, or whatever that thing is to work 10 parks, 10 bands. So we got 2 meters, 70 centimeter, 6, 12, 15, 17, and 20. That was already 7 bands just like that. Once I bring my 40 meter call, we'll just do 40, 80. And I have the 220 radio, so I'll do 220. I'm going to do that for all the parks in Ottawa this season. Hopefully I can get you out there, Alistair. We can do some park to parks and roll up all the bands there. Okay, thank you so much. So that's the fun thing that I learned today with the things. Let's see who else we have out there. We have VA3JIC. James, come on in.
All right, Ernest, thank you so much for calling me in. Well, my name is James, Victor Alpha 3 Judy and you, Charlie. I've been licensed since 2021 December. I live in southern Ontario, Guelph, Ontario. And Ernest, I'm sorry I can't answer your question tonight because, I'm kind of in that boat too. I do not read the manual and I refuse to read the manual. And I just figure it out as I go, and nothing sticks in my head where I tried something new and didn't know it was there. I will look for that in the upcoming months because now you got my attention. Thanks so much, Ernest.
Yeah, I have a friend. I call him a frat brother. We actually started ham around the same time, VA3EWV-L there. And we've gone to parks together, occasionally, and we were trying to work each other. And he had a tuner. I forget what radio he has, but he has an Icon radio with an external tuner. And he would extend his whip, and he would just, work the different bands. And with me, with the 991, I had to get out the car, go out, set it for 17. Come back in, see if the radio liked it. If not, I have to either go up or down because I have no type of now I have an antenna thing, but I'm out there and I'm just trying to get down and get dirty, right? I don't have time for all that back and forth stuff. So I don't have an external tuner to bring out to the park. And then when the guy said that, we went home and we started working the things. I was quite thrilled with that. Like I said, I had read that, but it's not like you can read stuff every day, but you don't understand it. The moment because again, I'm in no emergency. So he did it. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what time do you get off work, by the way? He says that he works like 6 to 2. I'm like, okay. On Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm 7 to 3, right? And I'll be working the following parks. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm just gonna run all through Ottawa there and do those parks and get all those bands. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Thank you, James, for being out there. I see now we have KA7RON. KA7RON. Please come on in with your, I said your call sign. Just come in with your name, your QTH, how long you've been a ham. And the subject today is features that are on your radio that you never use, or features that you found out about that you always had, just start to use them. My feature was the emergency tune on the 7300, and I was able to extend my portable antenna all the way and work 6, 10, 12, 15, 17, and 20 with just the radio itself, which I could never do on my 991A. Go ahead, KA7RON. While we wait for KA7RON, are there any? Is there anybody out on the VE3 PGC repeater or the VE6 IDK repeater? Wish to check in? Please come down. Okay, and one more call out for KA7RON out of Vancouver.
Sorry about that. I had to wait for my node, and my node decided to ID and thing. Let's see. It did a couple things. I guess the time and ID, and I don't have full duplex, so I had to wait it out. Anyway, good evening, Ernest, and sounds like a really interesting topic, and I really like your choice of the feature. I'll get back to that in a minute. My name is Ron, just like in the call sign. I'm in Vancouver, Washington, Vancouver, USA, and which is, I think, the first Vancouver, come to think of it. Let's see, I've been in for 10 years. Going to be renewing this year, a little bit later in the year. And the feature, I discovered the emergency tune on my 7300 a few months ago. Quite a while ago, I read about it somewhere, and it was awesome. Right now, the antenna I'm using, I don't need it. It tunes 150 to 6, no problem. Not that antenna is for all those bands, but it tunes them. But yeah, that emergency tune, it did actually come in handy one time while I was out. Other features I discovered, I can't really think of any recently, but it may come to me by the next round. Anyway, so I'm here, and hopefully I'll be on for the whole net, and catch you then. KA7RON.
Roger, KA7RON in the group, Victor Alpha 3, Echo Whiskey Victor returning. It made a really good day, Ron. It made for a really good fun time, and it's just odd because I was set up at this big historic site Catholic church there downtown Ottawa. Has two huge gray or silver steeples right across from I guess the Science Museum or something like that. And I was going to run to the front and take some pictures, but I set up in the back there, and the young man passed by. We had just a small little bit of chatter. He saw my call sign on the front of the car. All the stuff's on the back of the car. I'm running FT8 because I usually talk to my wife before I get down and dirty and get on SSB. And so when I get off work, I'll talk to her just to make sure everything's okay, and I can run FT8 in the background while I'm talking to her. Sometimes it gets quite long, so no problem. I'm still running FT8, still doing things. And I heard a sharp, piercing sound where I had to turn the radio down, and it was him calling me in at a +30 or something like that. I had posted a picture on my Facebook page because the whole time I've done FT8, whatever, I don't think I've ever had that much of a let me see what it was, +31, right? +31. At the time, I was doing 40 watts just on my radio before he, said, "Hey, did you know about the emergency?" Because he came back. He went home, came back out, had a little talk with me there. I was trying to get my mobile antenna set up tonight, and something was going on with it. And so I brought out the big antenna, and he said, you can just extend it, and you have the 7300. You could do that emergency feature. So let me pause. So again, I turned down the wattage to 5 watts there because I didn't want to break anything, right? Obviously. And I did the tune, and the thing started tuning up, and I was like, wow, it's going to tune, right? And the pictures kind of faded out, but you can see it's 5 watts there, working him FT8. And then I did SSB and everything else 5 watts too. But it made for a very fun day, and I was like, I read about it. Nobody ever explained it. Nobody that does POTA ever explained it and said, hey, if you have the 7300, do this and work everything in the world, right? So I was like, wow. Now I have to try that on my long wire, because if I had a long wire, I'd been able to be out there forever. Anyway, that was very interesting. So now I'm going to be asking about that stuff. This might be a short net tonight. I'm going to do one more call out for VE3PGC and VE6IDK. If anyone's on there wants to check in, please come now. VA3EWV. Okay, and also I do see 4 people on YouTube that are logged in. If you can leave your name or call sign in the chat, that'll be awesome too. Go ahead and do that. So is anybody on hams over IP except for AllStar? Anyone else out there on hams over IP? Over. Okay. Okay, we're going to go around to the second round of traffic, which is what is everybody doing for the weekend? I'll go first. I know that we have a club breakfast here at the Seaway Valley Amateur Radio Club, which is a popping club, by the way. We have a lot of activities going on and stuff like that. So if you're in reach of this repeater, the UHF repeater, it's got a pretty good coverage. We were trying to get our VHF repeater with AllStar EchoLink that had tremendous coverage. That kind of got shot down, but we'll keep trying down the road and see. But if you're out there, come and join us and stuff. So anyway, what I'll be doing for the weekend is going out, having breakfast with the boys, trying to make. Oh, and then on Sunday, I'm doing the Trans-Canada Net. I'll be the net controller for the Trans-Canada Net. That's at 1:00 Eastern time on Sundays. It's on the same repeater, VE3PGC. It's a linked system that day. So it's Trans-Canada, so lots of repeaters across Canada are done. So yours truly will be running net Sunday for sure. And I know there's a big weekend. Let me pause. I know there's a big weekend because I had a invitation in my Gmail. Let me just go check that now. But there was an invitation in my Gmail for, let me just go find it, the CQWPX contest. It says here the CQWPX contest invites you to participate. The contest runs at 0 UTC on the 28th of March, which is now probably. And it says that everyone can work as SSB. And I think the thing is build your prefix total. So I think it's doing all the prefixes. So get as many unique prefixes as you can. So I'm going to be popping in and out of that. And I'm going to go sit up at a polo park tomorrow and do that for sure. So let's go down to VA3FHQ. What are you doing over the weekend?
VA3FHQ, yeah, I'm doing a lot of prepping there for the POTA there coming up on the 18th. I'm going to do.
Oh, yeah, because you're going to be going to – tell us about that, if you don't mind. Could you tell everybody about the one you're getting ready for? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to hopefully do on the April the 18th, which is International Amateur Radio Day, which is proclaimed in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, for amateurs. So I'm going to hopefully work POTA and maybe bunkers on there, and hopefully we'll have the VA3EWV there as well to join in on the fun. And I think I got another 2 or 3 people to join us at the same park, and maybe after we get 10 contacts, we'll get you to rove on to another park, and we can do some park-to-parks and stuff like that after too as well. So that may be a fun event as well for all of us. Maybe we'll all spread out after we have a little tailgate and then go to different parks and get a bunch of park-to-parks with each other and rove all over the place. Back to you, Ernest.
Well, Roger, now that I have that emergency tune, I will definitely have the 7300 with me. I'm telling you something. Tonight's experience is going to make me keep the 7300 in the car. My 9100, my 991A, which I just really love, and it's a powerhouse, it's going to have to go in for repairs. And I was thinking, leave that in the shack and get the 7300 out. But, I'm still torn because the 991A, I don't have to have 2 radios in the car because it does UHF, VHF. It's the shack in the box. 7300 she's all pretty and stuff, right? But man, what might keep her in the car for a POTA thing is that whole emergency tune thing. That was nice, and to get to work all the bands like that with no effort and not having to get out. That's going to be great when the winter hits again. Let me pause. I see here that I actually participated in this worldwide WPX contest. I came in 17th in Canada and didn't even know it. I participated last year as a single operator low power. And I can tell you now that when contesting stuff goes, I only spend a couple hours. I don't do like full days and stuff like that. So now that I saw I was 17th last year, I'm going to definitely try to make a couple efforts there and beat the 17th from last year there. Okay, we just got through with AllStar there. Let's do one more check-in for the VE690K or V3PGC repeater. Anyone wants to check in, please come now. Okay, and I also see, let me get them in the log here. We have Alpha Delta 2 Golf uniform, saying he's watching, watching basketball game. I saw you log in earlier, so we're getting in the log there. Thank you, Alpha Delta 2 Golf uniform, for being out there and getting in the log. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see where we're at now. Everybody must be doing the contest. So, yeah, K87RON, come on in. What are you doing on the weekend?
Well, this does look like a short net so far. Maybe we'll get some other people joining in. Let's see, this weekend looks like this weekend is going to be mostly working. I do some computer stuff, and some of it needs to be outside of business hours, and I got a couple systems that I got to work on. So looks like it's going to be most of the weekend. I will get a little bit of a break from that tomorrow evening when we get together with some friends for basically a game night and just hanging out. But I think the rest of the time it's going to work. And unfortunately, the problem with that is that all of a sudden for these 4 days, yesterday, today, Friday, and weekend, we get warm, sunny days after a bunch of rain, and then it's gonna start raining again after that. So that's at least I get to see daylight while I'm working because I have windows and doors in my workshop, so that's good. So that's about it. And hopefully, and I do have some radio in there too, so hopefully I'll be able to play radio a little bit while I'm working. But that looks like my weekend this time. Back to you, K7ROM.
Thank you so much for that, K7RM. Have fun out there for sure. Looks like Mr. Allen has come in here to join us. NX3F, Mr. Allen. Today's topic, features and stuff that you have never used on your radio probably, or something that you found out that you had that you never used that made a good day. The reason I brought that up, I was out in the field doing POTA today, downtown Ottawa, Ontario, Canada there, in our nation's capital there. And a young man approached me and said me by name, and I was like, "Is there somebody like trying to, like spy on me or something?" And he says, "Hey, Ernest," and I'm like, "Hello?" And he says, "I'm, Victor Alpha such and such," and I was like, "Oh, okay." He said, "I saw some of your stuff and some of your videos, this and that, and whatever, and I just live down the road there, and have fun and this and that." And I'm like, "Okay." And then the next thing I know, I did some FT8 because I was talking to the wife there, and I hear this really, plus 40 signal out of nowhere, and it's him. Well, after he worked me on FT8, Mr. Allen, he came back down and said, "Hey, you have the 7300. Did you know it had this emergency feature where you could just extend your vertical and put your wattage down," which I put it to 5 watts. Now, I wound up working the guy 6 to 20. FT4, FT8, and SSB. He didn't know CW. I would have done that. But I worked him on all that. And then it came to 40, and it wouldn't tune anything past 40. But that was great. And everything was a 1.03 or 1.04 was the tallest. So with that being said, Mr. Allen, come in with your call sign, your name, QTH, you know the deal. How long you been a ham? And if you can tell us a story about something you never know your radio had, or you used something or whatever, let us know about that. Back over to you. My nose has stopped up.
Yeah, good evening, Ernest and group. This is NX3F. Correspondent
Okay.
Allen, Alpha Lima, Lima Echo November, located in Temple Hills, Maryland. Had a license back in 1972. You know what? I can't think of anything right now off the top of my head. I think every feature that my stuff has here, I think I've used it. I can't think of anything right now. Really can't. I think one of the last features that I messed with was the how to split the VFO running split mode. You got DX on one end of the band and transmit in US on the other part of the band. That's really about the last time I think I fooled with. Other than that, you got me on that one. I think I've used everything on it. And if there's anything that I really use on it successfully is I ride the arc gain control and the digital noise reduction and the contour. For those who have Yaesu equipment. Back to that control, this is NX3F.
Wow. NX3F in the group, Victor Alpha 3, Echo Whiskey, Victor returning. Yeah, AllStar was saying that he's never used, I forget, Ready, or something like that. I'm going to pause for a second. There's this little box that had come in. I'm going to show everybody on the net there. Let me get this sorted out. I had a package come in. The wife put it here in the shack. It's just a flat rate box, says Canada, my name on the back, and I was like, "What is that?" It had some weight to it too. I'm like, what is that? I don't know if you saw the box, but anyway, it says Canada Winter Contest, Radio Amateurs of Canada, first place 2025 Rookie Award. Got my name there, my score, and everything. It's quite nice. That's the first shiny thing I got like that. Look at that. I'm gonna have to go to show and tell, show people that if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see that up there now. That's pretty nice. I feel good. I get to put something on the wall there. Awesome. And like I said, I don't. When I do those things, I can't participate like I want to because I have all the family and stuff. So I'll go in the middle of the night, after supper or whatever. You have to look like you're wanting to spend the time with the family and make it look like you're not all about radio, So I have to sneak them both in like this weekend. Thank you, Mr. Allen, for sharing that for those things. Let's see who we have next. We got a hold to K7RO in VA3JIC. James, what are you going to be doing for the weekend there? Over. Well, look at that. That's shiny.
Once again, this is Victor Alpha 3, starting this weekend. Well, I'm not exactly too sure. I think I'm running out of projects here to do. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure I'll find something. Yeah, I just think I'm running out of things here to do. Thanks so much, Ernest.
Well, I saw that you were posting your hotspots and stuff like that, so at least that's been keeping you busy. Something to work on there. I know you guys have the net coming up for sure. You have a net on Saturdays. Been very successful there. Let me see if I can pull that up. And I know sometimes in the near future, you guys are having a special event there. While I go and look for your page, could you tell everybody about that? I have the Ham Helper thing up here right now. If you could tell them a little bit about it, go ahead, please.
All right, Ernest, thanks so much. This is James Victor Alpha 3, Judy India Charlie returning. Well, folks, as you'll see up on the screen there, I do have a net that runs every Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's a net ham helpers net, hams helping hams. We will answer any questions you would like to throw out if we can. It does not have to be ham related. It could be just about anything. And yes, Ernest, we do have a special net coming up. Not this Saturday, tomorrow. The following Saturday, we have a memorial net coming up for our late friend there, Al D. Victor Alpha Delta Zulu, which will be a 1-year anniversary next Friday on his passing. So I think in just respect, because the net was actually started with him in the beginning, so I think it's only respectful to have a memorial net on week Saturday. And folks, yes, it will be same time, same place. And as you see what Ernest has up on the screen there, you can connect many ways. Maybe Ernest can read them off because I don't have it in front of me. Thanks so much, Ernest.
No problem, Victor Alpha 3, Juliet, India, Charlie. Yes, you can connect to James. So they only have 2 net controllers. They put my name there, I guess, just for fun, but they're the net controllers. And if I am not around, they also connect to my node there. So just so you know, but you can connect them you can connect with them via EchoLink. That's NA Papa Charlie and VA3GIC. You can connect them through EchoLink, through AllStar, through Hams over IP, Amateur Wire, DMR, D-Star, and YSF. And we do have the picture up there with all the different ways to connect. And I'll also put the link to that Facebook group in the YouTube chat there. Okay, thank you, James. Let's see who we have missed. I don't think we missed anyone. One more call out for V3PGC or VE6IDK before we start to bring the net to a close. Any one of those repeaters, please come down. Okay, nothing heard. Any final traffic from anyone? Anyone want to share anything before we start to close the net down? This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Go ahead.
Yeah, Ernest, I think, sorry, this is Victor Alpha 3, Judy India Charlie returning. I think on the 18th of April, AllStar brought it up to me last night. I was not aware of that. I think if the weather's good, I think I'm going to head out to a park, and I will, if you guys are going to head out too, maybe we will try to make contact with you. I think that'd be absolutely wonderful, and likely I can move around a couple different parks here in the neighborhood too. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, weather is wonderful for that.
Thank you so much, James. Yeah, you guys are just starting to get out of hibernation. I've been out there through the thick of it because I know these guys are going to come in with guns blaring here that the weather's good, and I'm going to get smoked out. So I tried to get a lot of contacts in January, February, March. The bands were not as good. I didn't have a lot of time, but I did get out there and do my thing. I did come in first on January and February. I just got the certificate for coming in first place there for the rack challenge there in my email for February. So I don't know if it's going to happen in March. Myself and Victor Economic, Charlie Foxtrot's been neck and neck. He has been doing a lot of awesome videos on his channel. Some good videos out there, and he's doing interviews with people and all that stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, do the interviews. So we have the weekend here, and then Monday and Tuesday. So hopefully I'll get out there and do something on the weekend, and Monday for sure, because I have a short day at work, and then I'll try to get something in there on Tuesday. Okay, thanks, James. We hope to see you out there. We hope to work you park to park. Anyone else want to have any closing comments? Please come now. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor.
NX3F.
Next recognizes Mr. Allen. NX3F, come on in, please.
Yeah, I remember a couple of weeks ago you had a question on a net in reference to how far folks have worked QRP.
Yeah.
Interesting. This past week with what was on 5 watts, I picked up a 703 about a couple of months ago, and I had it on. I made a bunch of contact on FCA on 20 meters with this thing, but the thing that really got to me was I made a contact. I believe I have to go back and look at the logbook now. But what sticks up in the logbook is what sticks up about that whole situation was running 5 watts with 5,000 mile contact. I said, not too shabby at all. Not too shabby at all. Back to net control.
That's right. I mean, that's great. For 5,000 mile contact on 5 watts. You know, Mr. I was wanting to do the whole QRP thing, but I was in that rack challenge for 2 years now. The first year I came in as a newbie. The challenge had already been through 6 months. I got in there at month number 7, came in 3rd. The next year I came in 2nd. You guys know I had the shoulder surgery that knocked me out the game there at the end of October and all of November. Then I had those tumors on my kidney, so that just kept me out the parks there. So I was 1st all that time until I had to go through the surgery, so that knocked me out. But you know what? In good sportsman conduct, a win is a win. So I happily congratulate the winner. And this year, I'm like, come on now. So I didn't want to do QRP because I want to just go out there and get them because, with the radios and setups, I got to get a lot of contacts. And I was scared to do that. But you know what? I'll tell you something. I can do that and still have fun. And I have to remind myself of that because I have to just share this. 1 second, please. When that young man, and I also said his name there, when he came in today and wanted to work me out there and get his contact, working the POTA thing there, he said, hey, do you have your activations yet? Like, do you have all your contacts? I'm like, oh, yeah. He said, hey, would you mind, can I work you on a couple of the frequencies? And I said, well, I don't have my long wire with me. I just have the vertical. So it's a lot of in and out. And I would just prefer to do it with the vertical. And that's when he said, oh, you have the 7300. That's when he told me about the emergency feature that I thought was for emergencies only. And I have 37 contacts in the log, but I think 20 of them are from him, though. I do think that. Let me just, if I get this thing to work. I think, 20 of the contacts are from him. So I had more fun today just sitting there and working this guy on UHF, VHF, and then seeing what band they were on and then calling out. I had more fun doing that than sitting out there trying to get as many contacts as I can. So I had a lot of fun today when that young man came out there saying, hey, you should try this. So, and then it was on low power at that. Now let me pause. I picked up the G90, I think 2 weeks ago, powered it up to make sure it worked and all that stuff, but still was scared to bring it out to the park to do low power because I wanted to just run through pileups, right? But now, I'm just going to take a pause. I mean, winning's not everything, so I'm just going to take a pause here, and I'm just going to try to start working a little bit of QRP, like when I first started at the thing, and then I'll put the hammer down out there and try to work it. So, yeah, I have to make sure I don't forget about having fun. All right, anyone else with any more comments, please come on in. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor.
Recheck one more time.
Go ahead, James, with the recheck. Come on in.
Ernest, I just wanted to say thank you for last Monday for the warm welcome when I checked in your net there on Monday. That was really nice. Thank you so much, sir. I do appreciate that.
Hey, thank you for coming in, too. We always say in our preamble, everybody's welcome on both sides of the international boundary. And, since we do have this other technology like EchoLink and stuff, people can check in. So it's nice to get some extra check-ins there. Now, we're doing a little training right now. We've had lots of new people getting their feet wet doing the net, right? I always do the last net of the month. And it's quite long because we do have 8 repeaters. I think we have 8 repeaters. But we have many repeaters, more than one. So we start the net, and it's more of a no traffic net on the last. That's this coming Monday, and we run through our UHF repeaters, our VHF repeaters, our 220 repeater, our we have everything DMR repeater. Most of the repeaters have fusion, so we test a couple of those. We have 3 sites, so we check all 3 sites. It's a lot of fun. And then we do 6 meters after FM and SSB on 6 meters. So a quite lively group with lots of repeaters there to have fun with. And we even have, James, check this out. We even have EchoLink on our 220 repeater. Oh, that's funny. That's funny to me, but at least it's there, right? So we don't have anybody really connecting to it, So I don't understand why that's there, why it has AllStar EchoLink since it's not used that much, but we still have it. So for giggles, I might just start adding that to the net too. And if somebody is around and has 220, we might pick up some 220 people. Yeah. Other than that, let me pause. Other than that, I'm going to try getting DMR connected to here. To my net, right? And then if people want to check in, I'll just connect through DMR and stuff like that. All right, one last call for anyone anywhere before we close down the net. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor.
Quick comment. NX3F.
Net recognizes NX3F with the comment. Before we come in, we do have Victor Echo 3 Whiskey Bravo Tango on Echo on YouTube there. Says, good evening, Nick from Sudbury. No comments tonight, but Nick, we appreciate you being out there and checking in. We got you in the log, Nick. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Allen.
Well, I tell you, your club seems to be doing quite a bit there. Y'all got 220, 440, 2-meter frequencies, and then you've got the whole IP scheme hooked up to your repeaters. Question in reference to your repeaters, are they located on a mountain or are they on top of a tall building? I'm just kind of curious. Go ahead.
Yep, I wish our technical director was around for that, VA3HCR. But down the street from me, if you do Google Earth, Mr. Allen, I'm here in St. Andrews, West Ontario, and there's a little a township, I guess, right, like 5 minutes from me called Bonneville. And they have a 300-foot tower there. And at that tower, there have been some changes, but we had a UHF and a VHF repeater there for some time on that 300-foot tower. The V3 SVC, which is our main repeater, that's on that same tower now, and we get coverage like you would believe on it. That's why I was hoping that they would add a EchoLink node to that repeater. Hell, I told them I would even pay for it, but that I guess got voted down. But anyway, that repeater VE3SVC used to be at the Cornwall Hospital. I don't know how many stories the hospital is, but it's not like super tall. But that was on that. And then we have another repeater site, and I think it's at a dump location. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's located at a dump site. I don't know how many feet up in the air it is, but it's pretty high up too. And that's our third repeater site, VE3FHA. Wait, no, yeah. Or let me see. Let's go see. It's one of the other. But we've been blessed. I was telling them, to give me a little history, because a lot of people ask me all the time. One second, let me pause. They go, why do you guys have so many repeaters, right? Because, most clubs just have, one, maybe two repeaters or whatever. But the reason, I'm glad we have it because, check it out. We use DMR in our club. We have that. So we have a repeater for DMR. That's just how that goes. We have Wires X, I think that's what it's called. And then we have a repeater set up with Wires X. We have 220, so we have a 220 repeater, right? And when you have people doing so much stuff, right? And that's what happens. So, hey, Mr. Allen, I think this is public. If you go to Seaway Valley Amateur Radio Club.ca, you go to area repeater list, right? It actually shows our repeaters. It shows that we have the AllStar nodes. It shows our antenna patterns. It shows future configurations because there's a 6 meter. We're about to get a 6. I hope that we get it. I've already told them I got $100 on it. We're trying to get a 6 meter repeater, and all that stuff's there. You can just go check it out on svarc.ca. And all the repeaters that have a star beside it are operated or sponsored by the Seaway Valley Amateur Radio Club. And I think I have. Oh, and we also have an APRS Digi repeater. We have that too. Over.
Wow, that's fascinating, man. You're really doing it up there big time, boy. And you got all the stops pulled out on that. Yeah, we had years ago, we had a 10-meter repeater up there when I lived in Virginia. I was the owner and operator of it. And our receiver was up on top of a 12-story building. And the transmitter was at, believe it or not, the same thing at dump site. But this dump site was 700 feet.
Holy moly.
And that used to be a lot of fun. That repeater was a lot of fun on 10 meter FM. It was really cool. I really brings back some really, really, really warm, fuzzy memories about that. We used to, on average, have coverage 40, 50 miles, no problem at all. No problem at all. And the repeater was just made from stuff that I basically just went in and, the place I worked for, they were throwing stuff in the trash can. So I went dumpster diving and, went in the dumpster, stuff up and modified it and put it on a 10 meter band. We had a lot of fun with that. So when you mentioned one of your repeaters at a trash site, that kind of joggled that memory. Fun times. Back to you, Ernest, NX3F and that.
Well, like they say, it's all about experimentation. I wouldn't change it for a world. Some people say, "Oh, well, why do we have that?" Right? And I asked the technical director. I'm like, "Hey, can you give me like a little spill? That when people ask for it." And then I thought about it, and I'm like, "I don't need a spill. I can go out right now and just work on anything. Like we're blessed here that I can just go out and just get on anything and talk, right?" And, a lot of people say, "Oh, our repeaters are dead. Nobody talks on the repeaters." Well, I just keep calling out. And then I'll literally have people say, okay, Ernest, go ahead. Yeah, I can hear you. because I just keep calling out, right? Because if you don't call, they're out there listening. You better believe they're out there listening, right? So since I know that, I just keep calling out until I get somebody. So, and also we host, like I say, a Procom net. That's province-wide net with link repeaters. We have that every Thursday night, so you can always hear that. That's for the province of Ontario, in case all hell broke loose. We did they did a test, I think, a weekend or two ago, a 2-day test to see if and that was pretty cool. And then we have the Trans-Canada net that I said, they do take calls in from the States on that Trans-Canada net. You can come to the same repeater, VE3PGC, on Sundays at 1 o'clock. I'm actually in net control for this other one. And we do Europe, the States, or heck, anybody that wants to come in for that one. But, like I said, we're good because when they do, let me pause. When they did that 2-day emergency operation thing, some people couldn't use their own local repeaters for local traffic for 2 days. We just switched to another repeater. That's what we did. We're like, okay, that was being used. Let's just go to another one. So that's how we rolled. Here, back over to you.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's really nice. Okay, well, I'm going to jump out here and I should have mentioned this earlier. I failed to mention this. Mine slipping here. I just put the question out. I don't know how many check-ins you had this evening, but if anybody is listening, I'm throwing out a question. Has anybody on the net had any experience with Adreno IDE programming? You program the little Arduino PC boards. Has anybody ever used that software? I'm kind of curious. I got some questions I'd like to ask about that. That's that Arduino IDE software that you can download. I think you can download it for Mac and all of that other stuff. I'm mainly interested in the one for Windows. That's net control.
Roger. So we still have a few people on here tonight. James is on here. AllStar's on here too. I think everybody else has gone off, and you know me, I can stress up to her now. Yeah, if you think you're coming here for a 15-minute net, I can talk to myself, but I found that you can't do that because then that's broadcasting. But anyway, James or AllStar, have you heard of that? And if not, James, can you ask Brad about that? So when we have the net on Saturday, he can be primed for it. Over to you first, James.
All right, Ernest. Well, thanks so much. It was great for Alpha 3, Judy, and you, Charlie. I have heard of it, and I've had an Arduino here, and I never did play with it. It just didn't seem like it was up my alley. I kind of wish I kept it to play with. I don't know much about it, but I will pass it on to Brad to see if he heard or knows anything, which we can discuss that tomorrow night. Absolutely. AllStar may know more about that than me. Try him.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. AllStar, did you want to come in?
VA3FHQ, yes, I do have an Arduino Uno at my house, EST 32s as well. So let me know what your question is.
Oh, good. You're the man. You are the man. Okay, I'll tell you what then. I don't want to hold the net up when if you get a few minutes after the net. There's a couple questions I want to fire down your way. Got to be fantastic. Back to net control.
Well, with that being said, I think that there's that, what do you call it? The hams over IP, not hams over IP. Hams over IP or whatever that is. I know I have it, but my wife had to use my network cable, so I don't have that on the phone tonight. But you know what? James, don't you have a room that we can just all go to? Well, I can't go to because I don't have the network controller there. But do you have the room that we can go? That y'all can go to, James, so y'all can talk about that over?
I do, Ernest. I do have multiple rooms, but I don't think NX3S has hymns over IP or any of that platform.
Okay, Roger. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will disconnect VE3PGC, right? And you guys are connected to the node anyway. So you guys can just talk on this node there. And as always, I come in the house straight before the net. I never have supper or anything like that. So I'm going to disconnect VE3PGC, VE6IDK. Give me 2 seconds for that. And I'll say 7-3 to everybody on the net. This is at the top of the hour. For all you that are on YouTube, we always end with some music there. We have our new theme song. So we'll definitely play that before we get out of here. So one more call for final comments. If there's nothing else, then we'll end the net, and then we'll remove those repeaters, and then you guys can keep talking. Any final comments, please come down.
Just one more thing, Ernest. Could you send me the link to your group there, to your club? And maybe if I can connect to anything else, I will do that to give you guys another number there in the pot for your net.
Roger. Well, I'll definitely send you the link to that because it is public, but we only, unfortunately, but you know what? On the 220, but here's what you'll have to do. The net starts at 7. On that night, we might end close to 7:30, 7:45. But just be monitoring it. I'll get you the AllStar Node for the 220. That'll be fun. That when we check it, we can have some people connect to that'll be on 220. So that'll be fun. And then we'll start exercising that. Yeah, that'll be fun. So I'll give you the link to that. So because we do have AllStar on the 220 repeater and this one, so I'll do that right away. Okay. Any other comments before we end the net? Please come down. Okay, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Also want to thank the owners and operators of the VE6IDK, VE3PGC repeaters for having us out. Also, thanks for checking in VA3FHQ, VA3JIC, K7RON, 82 Golf Uniform, NX3F, and WE3WBT. And for all you guys watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, well, in the net now. Stand by, folks, while I disconnect VE3PGC. Okay, folks. Oh, let me change to the node. VA3EWV, clear all frequency. Okay, there, folks. PGC has been disconnected. You guys can carry on with the conversation there, AllStar and Mr. Allen.
AllStar, man, I apologize. I didn't catch your call. I should have written it down. But you got a few minutes?
AllStar, are you still there? VA3FHQ. VA3FHQ, you still out there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I was just connecting to James node because I thought you were disconnecting your node.
No, I was just disconnected from the PEG, VE3PGC, and the VE6IDK repeaters. That's all. Okay, yeah, you guys go ahead. I'm going to go grab something to eat there, and I'll have the radio in the background. I might come back and join you, but I may not. If not, 7-3 to you guys, and I'll let you guys have it there. VA3EWV clear. Okay, folks that are watching at home, let's go ahead and get our farewell songs going. Let me just get to that right now. We'll end our net. That'll be that. I think I'm getting a cold too. Okay, switch accounts. Hey, I got another subscriber. Woohoo! Awesome. I have 702 subscribers now. So let me just see, where's my the channel. Big EST Friday night, and then here we go.
Yeah. Dial it in, same time, same friend. 8 o'clock hits, here we go again. Biggie's calling, y'all ready yet? Yeah, yeah. Laughs in the background, welcome to the net. Biggie's Friday Night Net. Hey, pull up a chair, you're part of it. One fun question, see what you get. Stories and smiles you won't forget. Biggie's Friday Night Net. Voices from everywhere, check in. 8 o'clock sharp, you know the set. Chatting good company every weekend. Yeah. Long week, long road, shake off that load. First name basis, even if you're new to the show. Share your wins, share your mess. Right here together, we'll guess. Yeah, we're all guess. Big EST Friday Night Net. Hey, pull up a chair, you're part of it. One fun question, see what you get. Stories and styles you won't forget. Big EST Friday Night Net. Voices from everywhere, check in. 8 o'clock sharp, you know the set. Chat and camaraderie every weekend. Yeah.
All right. So that's that. So let's go back and look for our next song. We always do two. I do have a playlist, by the way. Here's the playlist right here. It says Biggie's Beat, songs made for VA3EWV-L radio. So our next one that my grandson really loves, is right here, Winter's Groove. He loves this one.
Oh, yeah. Snow falling down, cold wind blowing. Big E's got that antenna glowing. Yeah. Out in the wild, no time for slowing. Got that ham radio, keeping the current flowing. 5-9 in the law, baby, 5-9. Big E's on the air, feeling mighty fine. 20 meters coming, a real good sign. 5-9 in the law, let the good times shine. Dialing it in, a little twist, a little turn. Hearing those signals, lessons to learn. Activation, watch that fire burn. Calling out to friends, ain't no concern. 5-9 in the law, baby, 5-9. Get down, Big E's on the air. Grooving all over town. 20 meters humming with that radio crown. 5-9 in the law, ain't no stopping us now. From the tundra to the tropics, hear that call. Can you dig it? Yeah, Big E's got that rhythm, standing tall. Breaking through the static, breaking down the wall. Got the frequency working, giving it my all.
Okay, that's it, folks. We're not cruising down the avenue. Okay, thank you very much for joining. Thanks for hanging in there. And we will see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, that's for sure. And let me see where the net is here. Have a great day, everyone, and see you later. Bye for now.